Hello everyone. Thank you for joining with us for today's webinar. Myself Juri Bora Harika and I am vocational instructor at CRC Sikkim. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you all on today's webinar on the topic Entrepreneurship in the New Normal COVID-19 for PwDs. As a part of this prestigious organization, which is functioning under the administrative control of NIPED Dehradun, has all rehabilitation services under one roof: speech therapists, audiologists, clinical psychologists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, P&O, vocational training, and special education. As we know, COVID-19 pandemic is going on, and we are expecting the third wave also. So it is very difficult to move out, especially for persons with disabilities, to get rehabilitation help. Persons with disabilities represent a large and growing portion of the world population. Entrepreneurship has been suggested a means for PwD to lead meaningful and independent lives. Entrepreneurship is an employment strategy that can lead to economic self-sufficiency for persons with disability. Self-employment provides people with disabilities and their families with the potential to create and manage business in which they function as the employer or both, rather than merely being an employee. Oftentimes, people with disabilities are eligible and receive supplemental support which can serve as safety net that decrease the risk involved with pursuing self-employment opportunities. Disability will no longer be a barrier for people to be a part of the entrepreneurial ecosystem and to do business. Most people they are able to connect to the two words person with disabilities or Diason. But when we say entrepreneurs with disabilities, there is a degree of disconnect. It takes an effort for us to explain that they have created an identity for themselves beyond just being persons with disabilities, and today, among many identities, they are artisans, artists, self-employed, and entrepreneurs with disabilities carved a niche in conduct their business beyond barriers and are also contributors to the society. So today, Dr. H.S. Keswal sir is here with us to provide us valuable knowledge on today's topic. And now I would like to request our resident coordinator, Ma'am Ms. Iris Montem, kindly formally welcome our patron, resource person, and participants on today's webinar. Please, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. It is a great pleasure and fortunate to offer my fond greeting to everyone here in this webinar on the topic Entrepreneurship in the New Normal COVID-19 Situation for Persons with Disabilities. Now, to begin with, I give my heartiest welcome to our respected Sir, Dr. Himangsu Das, Director in PwD Dehradun. It is with immense dedication and hard work that our respected Sir has been tirelessly working and playing a significant role for various committees of Rehabilitation Council of India and Department of Persons with Disabilities. This indeed served as a great example for all of us to follow the path, and his continuous and endless support has made this webinar possible. We welcome you, sir. Now, I'm extending my sincere welcome to our resource person of today's webinar, Dr. Hemant Keswal, who had done his M.Ed and MSc in Applied Psychology and PhD in Special Education and a specialist in Adult Independent Living, currently working as an assistant professor in Special Education, NIPED Regional Center, Noida, and also principal in charge of Model Special Education Center. Dr. Hemant Keswal, recipient of National Award for Persons with Disabilities 2014, has presented and published various papers and has a vast experience of teaching and research in the field of special education for over more than 24 years. We welcome you, sir. Now, With the onset of COVID-19 pandemic all over, it has immensely accelerated the trends already present in the world of work, including the expansion of the digital economy and entrepreneurship in the general masses. Hence, going forward, entrepreneurship is going to be a much more conducive channel of employment for a lot of people in the PwDs community. Proper reskilling and upskilling of PwDs will be the main focus to build an inclusive future of work for the persons with disabilities. One of the key transitions we have to see in a post-COVID world is that disability no longer sits within diversity, but is actually a part of sustainability and ethics of all organizations. So I hope this webinar will surely benefit all of us today. Thank you all. And now I would like to hand over to Mrs. Jury Bora, coordinator of this program.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your warm welcome. I'm really sorry to say, our director sir is busy with ministry, his important work. That's why now I would like to request our research person, Dr. A.C. Keswal sir, to kindly come and share your knowledge on today's topic. Please, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
I thanks. My sincere thanks to CRC Sikkim for inviting me as a resource person for this program. In fact, entrepreneurship and independent living is very close to my heart, and I have been working for persons with disabilities and their independent living since last 25 years. And over the years, I have felt and realized that we have been imparting vocational training, skill training to persons with disabilities. But somehow in the entire curriculum, either it is vocational training or skill training, we are missing out entrepreneurship development program or training, which is the most important component to make a successful entrepreneur for any persons with disability or any human being who want to start its own enterprise. So time has come that we should incorporate entrepreneurship development program or skills in our routine vocational training also. This will not only help in increasing employability, but at the same time provide a larger umbrella to employ similar people with disabilities into one enterprise. Since we are lacking in entrepreneurship program or entrepreneurship development skills, this is the area which needs to be looked into, and I sincerely feel that the time has come that we should lay emphasis on entrepreneurship development of persons with disabilities. Today, we are going to discuss on entrepreneurship development as well as the scenario of post-COVID and employability aspects of persons with disabilities. As you all are aware that persons with disability really find it difficult during COVID situation. In fact, it is a very hectic and very troublesome time for many persons with disability who have lost their jobs. Many of them are on salaries, wages, and they are unable to earn their bread and butter also. And with this 1.5 years of lockdown, and the total scenario has changed over a period of 18 months. Total approach has changed, and we need to relook the changing scenario. How we can accommodate persons with disability into the changing scenario. How persons with disabilities can fetch employment or get re-employed into the same scenario, either into same or some new employment settings. As you all are aware that COVID has brought serious implications not only on financial aspects but also on health aspects, as well as which includes both physical as well as mental health. So today I will be starting with entrepreneurship skills so that my fellow friends should understand what is entrepreneurship development and how we can incorporate entrepreneurship development skills in persons with disabilities who are already well equipped with basic skills of employment. But unfortunately, they are unable to, since they are not having good entrepreneurship skills, they are not in a position to make best use of their skills. Hence, the time has come that we should train the adult person with disabilities in entrepreneurship programs, entrepreneurship skills, so that they can start an enterprise wherein they can also engage similar person with disabilities into their own enterprise and create job opportunities for more and more people with disabilities. So this is going to be one aspect. And secondly, we would also be discussing what could be the new scenario and how we can train persons with disabilities to acclimatize with the new scenario and fetch new employment opportunities for themselves into changing scenarios in post-COVID situation. So coming to the presentations, what is enterprise? Entrepreneur. Who is entrepreneur or what is entrepreneur? So George Bernard Shaw states that there are three categories of people: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, people who just watch from outside, and those who are left to ask what did happen. Means they are mere spectators, not who are least interested. So in real sense, entrepreneurs are those who can make things happen. Coming to the next, what is the you must have frequently hearing the terminologies entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, and enterprise. Entrepreneur is a person, and entrepreneurship is a process, and enterprise is the object. Coming into the depth of it, understanding that as you are aware that entrepreneurship is a French verb. This word has been coined from the French verb, which is entreprendre, which means undertake. Entrepreneur is the person who brings together the factors of production and combines them into a product. He organizes and manages a business unit, assuming the risk for profit. And what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is a process of creating value by bringing together a unique package of the resource. As you previously saw in the slide that he is a person. Now entrepreneurship is the process. How the entrepreneur is making an enterprise is a process of entrepreneurship, known as entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is essentially the act of creation requiring the ability to recognize an opportunity, shape a goal, and take advantage of the situation. Definitely an entrepreneur has to be a leader. He should be aware of what is going on. What are the recent trends, latest development? What are the market avenues, market opportunities, market trends, so that he can explore those opportunities and venture into those new avenues and get maximum advantage of that particular situation. As you are pretty well aware that last year when we had facing COVID, somewhere India was struck by COVID-20 in the month of February, March. Country did not have adequate quantity of PPE kits. Neither we have sanitizers nor masks, or we were ill prepared with the entire infrastructure. And gradually you must have seen that many people venture into the field and started production of sanitizers, PPE kits, gloves, triple layered masks, then sanitizing equipments. So these are certain people who have taken the best advantage of that opportunity, which was there in the opportunity, demand was there in the society, and they had filled in the gap, which was supposed to be not there earlier. So this is what entrepreneurs do. So entrepreneurs do plan in advance. They persuade their team. They raise the resources, generate resources, and give birth to a new venture. Definitely, if you want to get maximum out of it, you need to be very innovative. You need to think differently from others. You need to plan, organize, generate resources, tap best resources, maybe human resource, maybe financial resource, maybe machinery or anything, and be prepared, fully prepared, and then venture into that new enterprise. Definitely, once an entrepreneur is well planned and prepared, you can be a very successful person. But if your planning fails, everything fails. So each and everything has to be planned meticulously so that you can be a successful entrepreneur. Now, what is the characteristics of an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur should have these following characteristics to make an enterprise a success. He should be a hard-working person, business acumen, sincerity. He should be sincere towards a business. Business cannot be a part-time job. He has to devote 100% towards his business or enterprise, what he's planning. He should be prudence, achievement, motivation. He should be self-motivated and determined to achieve the set target or goal within a stipulated time. Self-reliance and independent. Highly optimistic. He should be optimist and keep others motivated also. Have keen foresightedness. Means he can foresee or visualize what he intend to do. What he is planning, he can foresee. Yes, once he can launch this product or venture into this field, he can get best market from this places. It should not be like that. You have designed a very good product, but you could not fetch a good market. Then your planning is incomplete. Generally, it happens in many cases that an enterprise have developed a good product, good quality product, but he could not sell it in the right market where adequate demand is there. So he end up in making losses. Planning and organizing ability. He should have good planning ability and organizing ability, mobilizing ability for his entire team, and can plan in advance all the initiatives. Innovativeness. Definitely, once you are into entrepreneurship development, you should be innovative. Remember that no enterprise can be lifelong. You need to be innovative. You need to keep on changing with the time. You need to upgrade yourself. You need to meet the demands of the market. You need to overhaul your system. You need to overhaul your machinery so that you are not thrown out of the market. You must have seen many people who could not upgrade themselves. They were thrown out of the market. So you have to be, in order to be in the market, you have to be innovative. You should maintain the pace and understand and foresee the changes in the market trends, and accordingly make necessary changes in your marketing strategies also. Definitely, when you are innovative, you have to think beyond 10 steps ahead, at least 2 steps ahead, I should say, of others, so that what people are thinking of today, you have already done and proceed. So you have to be since you have to take risks also, and once you have that risk-taking ability, only then you can make maximum profit, because you are taking that risk of be first in the market, understanding market trends and tapping the best, developing your resources, and launching into the market or your venture into the market. So that risk you have to take so that you can be first in the market and get maximum advantage through your enterprise. Then secrecy maintained. Definitely, this is very important. You cannot tell your secrecy to others, otherwise you will be a failure. So you should maintain secrecy about your raw material, about your machinery, about your R&D, so that it should not be stolen. At the same time, your team should be well paid and well qualified, and you yourself should be well equipped with day-to-day developments. So in order to be a successful entrepreneur, the person himself has to be well read and well aware about what's going on. Then maintain public relationship. Definitely, once you are into the open market, you should have a good public relation with others, so that you can launch your products and access at the best platform. And then having good communication skills. Then next, what are the qualities of an entrepreneur? So qualities of an entrepreneur: he should be enterprising, risk bearer, creative thinker, ambitious, high need achievements, then changing agents, good organizer and manager, decision maker, have to take right decision at right time, and have strong commitment and firm determination. These are the important qualities any entrepreneur must have so that to be a successful entrepreneur. These are the functions of an entrepreneur. Risk assumption function. The risk you should assume how much risk you are taking, and what would you should not invest everything in a particular enterprise or what you're planning. You should be having a calculative risk. That risk assumption, you should know how much risk you are taking for a particular venture. So that much calculation you should have. If you end up in certain losses, so you should have certain backup plan B also, so in order to meet that loss. Then business decision making function. How to make right decision in all parameters, in terms of production, in terms of planning, in terms of marketing, in terms of sale, in terms of publicity. You should have your right decisions to be made at right time, and proper decisions has to be made. For that, you can hire people, qualified people, talented people who can help you in providing support in this. Then managerial functions. A good right resource, right person at right place is very important for any entrepreneur. So you should have a good management leadership quality, wherein you can have a right person at right place who can manage your enterprise. And function of innovation. You should be innovative. You should think differently, which can bring revolutionary change and in your enterprise. So that innovative thinking, innovativeness has to be there. You should always try to understand what are the needs of the market, what are the changing trends, what are the changing scenarios in the current scenes. So accordingly, you can plan yourself and develop yourself. Now, and these are the risks faced by entrepreneurs. Definitely, when you are having, if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, definitely, as we discussed, you have to take risks. And these are the risks associated with yourself, with any good entrepreneur. Financial risk, personal risk, career risk, and psychological. What is financial risk? That you are investing money in a venture wherein you have 50-50 chances of success and failure. Then personal risk. What is personal risk? Personal risk means since you are investing everything, that means your family, your personal time, your family time, your social commitments, you have to sacrifice all these things in order to make your enterprise a success. And career risk. Definitely, anybody who is into entrepreneurship or planning an enterprise for himself or herself have other options also of careers. So you always have a risk of career, which is you might end up in losses. Many times we have seen many industries have ended in losses and they are closed now. So that risk is always there. What would happen next? During the COVID itself, many businesses have survived huge losses and they are unable to recover from those losses. Then psychological risk. Amongst all risks, psychological is your mental health. That at the back of your mind, all these risk factors are there. You have arranged finances, you need to pay them. You have all mental pressures you have to bear. And accordingly, you have to plan, make yourself mentally sound, mentally fit, so that you can make right decision at right time. So that psychological risk factor are always there. So they should not overpower you, which can affect your decision-making capacity. So all these risk factors has to be adequately addressed by person who want to become a good entrepreneur. What are the types of entrepreneurs? Innovative entrepreneur. What is innovative entrepreneur? Innovative entrepreneurs are generally aggressive on experimentation and cleverly put attractive possibilities to practice. Means you have to, as I said, you have to be, if you want, you can be innovative. A good entrepreneur have to be innovative so that you can do experimentation and launch cleverly and put up an attractive possibilities into the market. An innovative entrepreneur introduces new goods, inaugurates new methods of production, discovers new markets, and recognizes the enterprise. So he becomes a leader in that. Innovative entrepreneurs brings about transformation in lifestyle and are always interested in introducing innovation. So these are the traits of innovative entrepreneurs. Then what is adoptive or imitative entrepreneur? As the term itself says, imitative means you are imitating somebody. Imitative entrepreneurs do not innovate the changes. They changes themselves. They only imitate or copies techniques and technology innovated by others. So they are just copying, which are whatever is coming in the market, they are trying to copy it and reproduce it at a lower rates. Then Fabian entrepreneurs. These entrepreneurs are traditionally bounded. They are confined to their own society within their own city. They would like to be very cautious. They are very limited. They do not take much risk. They neither introduce new changes nor adopt new methods of innovated by others also. So they are below imitative entrepreneurs also. Then drone entrepreneurs. Drone entrepreneurs are those who refuses to adopt and use opportunities to make changes in production. They would not change the method of production already introduced. They follow the traditional method of production. They may even suffer losses, but they are not ready to make changes in their existing production methods. So these are various types of entrepreneurs we find at various levels. So as you said, right from entrepreneur to drone, success rates are higher at number 1, then number 2, number 3, number 4. So, but they are all entrepreneurs. Now, how does it affect? How does COVID is affecting us? Now we are gradually recovering COVID second wave, and I hope and believe that things would be normal as now most of us are getting vaccinated and gradually things would be normal. But at the same time, we need to understand that persons with disabilities are the most vulnerable group. There needs to be understood. They have different needs. They have different issues which needs to be addressed. So when we talk of health, we need to address COVID appropriate behavior, because COVID will not go overnight, but it will stay for long with life. Now we need to learn to live with COVID like any other viruses. Then physical health, we have to see your physical health as well as mental health, because things have changed with the lockdown of nearly 18 months, where scenario have totally changed the physical health as well as mental health of persons with disabilities. So we need to channelize the healthcare system of person with disabilities, and make necessary arrangement at workplaces to ensure health and safety of PwDs. With this new changing scenario, we need to make adequate changes in the work environment also, so that their health and safety can be properly looked after. Now, how COVID-19 pandemic and has affected the livelihood of persons with disabilities. Definitely, as you are aware that after the COVID pandemic act started, in last March 23rd, after last March 23rd, 20, we have been seeing lockdown continuously over till, I believe, till late also. And many of persons with disabilities have been thrown out of, have lost their jobs who were in salaried job, and they are facing a lot of problems of bread and butter. So we need to relook in post-pandemic, COVID pandemic situation, how we can rethink and how we can accommodate or help person with disability in fetching the jobs. Right to work in open employment, which is accessible. Definitely, we need to develop work environment in an open market, which is accessible as well as inclusive. Then right skill with the right job. You don't know what would be the exact post-COVID situation, but definitely things are going to change. As you have seen, many corporate or houses who are working into software industries and all, they have started working from home, and they are finding themselves equally good or profitable in working from home. So you never know that what would be the scenario in post-COVID situation. Would it continue the same way, or things would back to normal? So definitely that is one of the serious issues which we are going to foresee, and which we are foreseeing that things would not be same as that was earlier. So we need to rethink of right skill. We need to plan such skills which are in demand and which so that they can seek job which is available. Which have a good market job avenues. So we need to train person with disabilities which have a good market job avenues, job prospectives. Then promotion of employment opportunities. What does it mean? That how do you generate or promote better job opportunities for person with disabilities? Definitely, it is a very, very tricky question. When we talk about, it is not same for everywhere. India is a very diverse country. I'm talking to a person with disabilities sitting in Delhi, to a group which is in Sikkim and other parts of the country from Delhi. So the situation, the condition is not similar in urban area, in rural area, in cosmopolitan cities and small towns. So it is a very diversified situation. And employment opportunities for person with disability are going to be definitely different from different places. But being a rehabilitation professional, we need, wherever we are, we need to tap those employment opportunities wherever we are, which is more suitable for person with disabilities. It might be different in Sikkim, it might be different in Andhra Pradesh, it might be different in Delhi, it might be different in Bihar, Patna. So in rural area, we talk of agro-based industries. In small towns or rural suburbs, we think of handicraft or materials, or in tribal areas. But that does not mean that it is not does not have a market. It all depends how you plan the market-friendly opportunities for them. Then career advancement opportunities. Yes, it is the most important aspect in changing scenario. You might need to redesign the skills and plan the career advancement programs. And as a rehabilitation professionals, we all should tap new job opportunities for persons with disabilities, wherein they can be fitted and they can be trained. So with changing times, we need to plan better job opportunities and advanced job career opportunities, so that career advancement, so that they get a better job opportunities in post-COVID pandemic situations. Now, as we discussed earlier also, we need to understand various job opportunities wherein we can help person with disability to get maximum job avenues available for them. Because COVID have made many persons with disabilities unemployed. They are left with no job, or some people are in job but getting very meager salary because their employer are facing a lot of financial problems. So we as rehabilitation professionals need to look into all these aspects of persons with disabilities so that we can plan innovative approaches for them, so that in the changing post-COVID scenario, persons with disabilities do not find much difficulty in acclimatizing with the new situation. So innovative startups. We have seen that India is one of the leading countries in the world which has maximum startups during COVID pandemic. And this is something we have taken. We have used this challenge of COVID pandemic into an opportunity. We have turned pandemic as an opportunity for ourselves. So many startups have come up during this COVID pandemic. So for persons with disabilities, we can also have a plan to have innovative startups in your respective regions, which can not only make them good entrepreneur, but also with the help of the planned enterprise, they can give employment to other people also. Then skill training with changing demands. Definitely in the new changing scenario, we might have new demands. So we need to provide skill training with the changing demands. To meet those changing new demands, we should provide skill training in the latest skills or latest employment opportunity, job avenues available. We would be facing in post-COVID pandemic situation. Then identification of jobs. This is the right time when we can work on identifying new job perspectives, wherein we can try to understand what could be the post-pandemic job scenarios, whether the situation would be same or would be different in post-pandemic. So can we have some post-pandemic survey wherein we can identify new job opportunities for persons with disabilities and prepare them, plan their profile, train them, and place them once the situation gets normalized. Develop remote learning platforms of skill training. Definitely remote learning has become a very effective tool for information dissemination, as we are doing today. It was not possible when pre-pandemic, I should say. Before March 20, it was not possible to, in fact, we were not in practice of having webinars or online training programs or conferences. But over the years, we have acclimatized, we have accommodated, adjusted ourselves, we have practiced ourselves, and it has become a very common practice to have meetings online, to have discussions online, we have to have training programs online, to have skill development programs online, to have classes online, to have evaluation programs online. So all these things we have developed over the years. So remote learning programs or platforms have been a successful tool for training persons with disabilities.
हम लोग दिव्यांजन के साथ बैठकर हमने उनका एक बिजनेस एस्टैब्लिश कर दिया है, मगर वो सस्टेनेबिलिटी तक पहुंचाने के लिए उसको एक रेगुलर फॉलोअप या एक हायर लेवल तक पहुंचाने के लिए देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ अगेन इनसिग्निफिकेंट changes or causes that come in between that hamper that growth in their business. So if you could shed a little light as to help us understand that aspect as well, because अब जैसे छोटा पान का बिजनेस हो गया या एक आयरन का बिजनेस हो गया या डिलीवरीज का बिजनेस हो गया, they are able to do it. राइट, या आपने जैसे कहा कि स्पाइसेस का हो गया, साउथ में फ्लावर्स का हो गया, ये छोटे छोटे बिजनेस. सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज बिकम्स a little predominant factor when we are working on this aspect. So if you could help guide us through that and help us on that aspect.
Yeah. Wonderful. You are doing wonderful job. A startup आपने start किया and you are providing employment to person with disabilities and wonderful aspect. In fact, sustainability बहुत बड़ा question mark. मैंने इसीलिए entrepreneurship development का आपके सामने discussion इसीलिए किया था कि sustainability is not only for person with disability के साथ में एक question mark है. ये सबके लिए question mark है. In fact, एक अगर किराने की दुकान वाला भी है तो उसके लिए भी sustainability question mark है. क्योंकि आज उसने अपने मोहल्ले में अगर एक शॉप, आज उसकी अकेले की शॉप है, कल को उसकी शॉप को देखते हुए 4 शॉप्स और हो जाएंगी, तो डेफिनेटली his profit would be divided into 4. So now whether he should keep his business stagnated या फिर उसको डिफरेंट करना चाहिए, that is a successful entrepreneur. अगर आप ये मान के चलेंगे जी मैंने तो अपनी सब कुछ शॉप में सब कुछ रखा है लेकिन बाकी लोगों ने शुरू कर दिया इस वजह से मेरे को नुकसान हुआ, नो, यू आर रॉन्ग देयर. इट इज यू हु कुड नॉट प्लान योर ग्रोथ. आप अपनी ग्रोथ को प्लान नहीं कर पाए, इस वजह से लॉस हुआ. सिमिलरली मैं आपके लिए भी ये कहना चाहूंगा कि क्यों हमारे बच्चों की सस्टेनेबिलिटी नहीं हो पाती या फिर ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम दे आर थ्रोन आउट ऑफ द जॉब. एम आई राइट? क्यों? क्योंकि वी एज अ ट्रेनर today we have placed them as in an iron shop or in a pawn shop or a tea vendor or any snacks making. But this small enterprise also needs gradual changes in approach. How you can make your entrepreneur a different from other, that is important. वहां पर हमको सोचना पड़ेगा. इसलिए हमने यहाँ पर छोड़ नहीं देना है, क्योंकि जब हम डिसेबिलिटी के साथ में काम करते हैं तो इट्स अ 2-way प्रोसेस कि वंस वी हैव ट्रेन देम, सॉर्ट एन एम्प्लॉयमेंट, प्लेस देम समवेयर एंड देन दैट पर्सन इज गेटिंग सेल्फ पेड. बट नो, wherever we have placed, there also we need to have proper follow-up mechanism, because wherever we have placed them in that particular setup or industry, they are also going to revise their approach or revise their mechanism, machinery, tools, and for that we need to train these people accordingly. तो हमको कहीं ना कहीं ऑन जॉब ट्रेनिंग या एडवांस करियर एनहांसमेंट ट्रेनिंग करते रहना पड़ेगा. आवर जॉब डज नॉट एंड ओवर हियर. करियर एडवांसमेंट ट्रेनिंग के लिए हमको तैयार रहना पड़ेगा. ओनली देन वी कैन make people with disability a successful or sustainable people. So yes, sustainability is not going to, as you said, you are running a program on entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is a life cycle approach. It cannot, when we are running a program particularly for disability, it's a life cycle approach. Even for a skill training program, it is not once we have placed people, it's over. No, we need to provide better, more opportunities for people so that these people can get upgraded, advanced training, and that can be used in their employment, that can be used in their enterprise, that can be used in their whatever skills they are attained. So ये चीजें हमको upgrade करना पड़ेगा, तभी हम successful हो पाएंगे. So that's what you should also try. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
May I ask one question, sir, please?
Yeah, namaste, madam.
Yes, namaskar. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful presentation. Just I want to understand drone entrepreneurs. Drone entrepreneurs, which I did not understand.
Pardon, ma'am? Dome. Okay. I'll explain you in a layman's term.
Yes.
हम खेती करते हैं, मैडम. खेती का किसान होता है. Agriculture. Yes. A farmer don't change himself. Even he meet losses also, he don't change.
Yes.
Drone entrepreneurs. You are asking about drone entrepreneurs.
Doesn't change, you mean to say.
So last example was drone. So its example is a farmer. Farmer don't want to change.
Yes.
He keeps on sowing the same crop, even though year after year if he faces losses.
Yeah,
So
so many opportunities.
farming is one of the example for drone. But at the same time, if a farmer is a good entrepreneur, he might incorporate good variety of crop variety, or he can so make necessary changes in cropping pattern, or he can plant different crops at different farms, so that he can make maximum out of that crop. So these are certain things. But in dome entrepreneur, the person is not able to don't want to change. He is satisfied, content with that. So that is dome.
Thanks a
Got
lot,
it?
sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. Thank you for taking your time to prepare for us such an extraordinary, wonderful presentation. We look forward to having you again in our next program. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, it was wonderful discussing all of you. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request Mr. Farhat Hussain to give a vote of thanks to all our resource persons and participants.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Good afternoon to all. आप सभी को सादर नमस्कार। परम श्रद्धेय श्रीमान निर्देशक महोदय डॉक्टर हिमांशु दास NIA PwD देहरादून, आज के इस वेबिनार कार्यक्रम के वक्ता श्रीमान डॉक्टर HS कैसवाल का सादर अभिनंदन करता हूं। मैं आज के सारे उपस्थित अतिथिगण के प्रति दिल से आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं। महोदय, आपकी प्रतिष्ठान उपस्थिति ने इस कार्यक्रम को यादगार बना दिया। आपका उपस्थिति और सुझाव के लिए हम आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं। आज इस कार्यक्रम में जुड़े सभी पार्टिसिपेंट का तहे दिल से धन्यवाद। आगे भी सहयोग मिले इसी आशाओं के साथ एक बार पुनः धन्यवाद। इसके साथ हम अपने रेसिडेंट कोऑर्डिनेटर मैडम का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं। आपके दिशा निर्देश सुझाव द्वारा हम सभी ऐसा कार्यक्रम का आयोजन कर पाता हूं। आज का वेबिनार की कोऑर्डिनेटर मैडम जूरीबोरा हजारिका, वोकेशनल इंस्ट्रक्टर का और टेक्निकल सहयोग प्रदान करने वाले मनीष कुमार, स्पेशल एजुकेटर एवं सभी CRC परिवार के अधिकारी कर्मचारी का तहे दिल से धन्यवाद। सभी ने सहयोग प्रदान किए हैं, इसलिए पुनः एक बार आप सभी का सादर आभार, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हम अभी मैडम को रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे। मैडम, थैंक यू।
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, again. Thank you so much, all the participants. We look forward your cooperation in our future events. Thank you. इसके साथ हम आज का वेबिनार यही खत्म करते हैं। Thank you.